Deep in the English countryside, massive wrought iron gates guard a world explicitly designed to keep the public out. Behind them lies a private kingdom holding 5 centuries of wealth, political dominance, and strict aristocratic order. We remember Princess Diana warmly as the accessible, grounded royal who broke protocol to hug patients and speak directly to the camera. Before the crown and the cameras, she was Lady Diana Spencer. She was born into an ancient bloodline with a level of historical power that rivaled and sometimes challenged the British monarchy itself. She spent her formative years navigating the psychological reality of a childhood spent inside a literal architectural monument to nobility. The Althorp estate covers 13,000 acres. The main house alone features 90 rooms spanning 100,000 square feet, completely isolated by endless manicured lawns and thick forest boundaries. If we look at this massive property through the lens of a buildings and structures historian, the walls themselves reveal the intense expectations placed upon anyone growing up inside. This imposing physical environment acted as a training ground. Decades before the eyes of the world were on her, these walls dictated the specific, rigorous standard of composure Diana would need to survive her future role. Walking through the massive wooden doors of the main house, the first spaces that demand attention are the libraries. These rooms function as architectural vaults. Beyond the thousands of volumes, they serve as a physical warehouse for Spencer family history, holding portraits and archives that span centuries. This timeline illustrates the sheer density of that history. Starting with sheep farmers in the 15th century, the family tree cascades down through powerful earls, knights, and prime ministers, eventually converging on a single generation, Diana and her siblings. A child standing here is dwarfed by the sheer vertical scale of the shelving and the thousands of eyes watching from ancestral portraits. The layout is designed to shrink the individual, physically manifesting the idea that the survival of the lineage is the house's only true priority. Against this backdrop of historical giants, the living children were expected to maintain the exact same rigid composure. Even in private moments, aristocratic expectation dictated a stiff, formal posture. The library served as an inescapable physical mandate. The children were surrounded by the literal weight of their ancestors, expected to silently walk in the exact footsteps of the politicians and nobles, staring down at them from the walls. Beyond the quiet archives, the estate opens up into highly social, public-facing arenas, the grand dining rooms and formal parlors. Approaching these spaces, the rigid symmetry and multi-story stone construction of the house immediately set a psychological tone. The building projects unyielding order and power before a guest even steps inside. Inside the dining rooms, the physical layout prioritizes protocol over intimacy. The vast distance across the long tables and the echoing acoustics of the high ceilings make casual family conversation nearly impossible. These were stages, carefully crafted for high society networking. Every meal was a performance, dedicated to upholding the Spencer reputation in front of visiting dignitaries and rival nobles. Surviving dinner here required mastering strict behavioral rules. Young Diana had to learn precise cutlery usage, the geometry of a formal curtsy, and how to maintain polite, emotionally detached conversation. Mastering the cold, strict protocols of these childhood parlors inadvertently provided her with a highly rigorous education. By the time she stepped onto the most intimidating royal stages in the world, she already knew exactly how to navigate them. As an adult, Diana largely abandoned the cold rigidity of those stone walls, building a legacy defined by warmth, empathy, and a very public rebellion against aristocratic emotional distance. Following the events of 1997, Althorp ceased to be seen purely as a private manor. It became an international landmark of loss, drawing millions who had never set foot on a noble estate. The focus moved entirely away from the imposing manor house, settling instead on a quiet, isolated island in the middle of a natural lake on the property. Her final resting place utilizes classical aristocratic design, stone pillars and a temple facade, serving a deeply mournful purpose. Etched into the stone are the dates 1961 to 1997, a life cut brutally short at 36, permanently anchored to the ancestral grounds she outgrew. Today, the estate's function is entirely inverted. A property designed for centuries as an exclusive, private fortress of noble lineage is now a public pilgrimage site for millions of commoners. The massive Spencer estates were built over hundreds of years to ensure an ancient bloodline would never be forgotten. Yet they are internationally recognized and preserved today solely because of the one rebellious child who outshone them all.